Hey, I am so glad to see you guys today. I was away on vacation for a little bit and traveling to see family and had some good times. So, anyways, today I want to show you my latest pattern, which is a Santa gnome. And these are two different beard options you can choose. And let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so you're going to need half a skein of red and half a skein of white jumbo chunky chenille. I got a row counter and my scissors, and we are going to get started with the red yarn to make the bottom of this Santa gnome. So this is a pattern I've been working on for a while now, and what you're going to do is leave about an 8 or 9 inch tail, and I just eyeball it, and then create your slip knot. Placing the working yarn over the tail and pulling your working yarn through the back to the front. You're going to now keep doing that and create a chain of 12 stitches. I keep them pretty small, either a thumb width or 2 tight fingers. Okay. Oh, one too many. Now we're going to put it in a circle just like you would a pumpkin or anything else in the round. Put the tail through the end. And now we're going to pull our stitches through the leg of the chain. Again, keep them just 1 thumb width. Not too small that you can't get yarn through, but not bigger than the bottom of your thumb. Just keep going around until you've done each loop through the chains. And then you're going to put the last loop through where you've stuck the tail. And then count. To make sure you have enough. Pull some yarn out to work with. So for this part of the Santa gnome, you are going to knit all the way around again, and we're going to do this about 4 rows in, and then we're going to fold it in half. Whoops, forgot to start my row counter. And if you'd like to use a stitch marker, you can do that as well. I just kind of go by where the tail is to know when I'm starting my next row. Okay, we'll go around a couple more times, and then we'll fold the bottom of the Santa gnome in half so that the knit stitches are showing on the outside. and we are going to knit a total of 9 rows in the red. Now we're going to fold it in half. See how the knit stitches are on the outside. And we are going to continue knitting our loops a thumb size and keep your yarn taut so there's no slack. You want to keep those stitches close together. Finish this side and then flip it over to continue. Again, keep the stitches close together so the polyfill doesn't show through. And again, I'll show you how you can count your rows by the little V's going up. That are the knit stitches. Just in case you don't have a counter at home. Flip it over. Keep the stitches tight together. What I love about these little gnomes is you can make them customizable. So you could put a snowflake on the hat. Like I put a black pom-pom on the end of the hat. All these things I use the hot glue for. And you can either do a yarn nose or you can do a wooden nose. I did buy some of those on Amazon. Along with the beard, you can do chunky chenille white yarn beard, or you can do a beard that you can find on Amazon for gnomes. Okay, so we're going to do another row. In my cover picture of the video, you will see all the different types of varieties of the gnome that I did. And obviously you can make this for any holiday. I just decided, since we're so close to Christmas, to do that. Okay, that's going to be our last stitch here for the row. Now we're going to cut a tail of about 3 inches to tie the white yarn on with. You could burn it if you wanted. I just decided, since he's stuffed, that I would tie a knot because it can go to the inside. Pull it tight, and then it's amazing it didn't break. I'm going to just trim these little ends off. And push the knot to the inside. Now you're just going to start your next row with the white yarn. And we're going to go around one time with white. For the regular size of the thumb width. And the next round we are going to do is going to be 2 finger widths, because this is going to be the brim of the hat. See, I'm going to pull this bigger, almost 3 of your fingertips. So you're making these larger. And flip it over and continue. And after doing the brim of the hat, I will show you how you are going to add on the stitches for the hat going upward. All right, got those all finished. We are going to go through the backs, humps of the last row to create stitches. For this row, we're going back to the smaller size of a thumb width. And do that all the way around, going through the back hump of the last row on each stitch. Okay, we're going to knit 2 more rows around. And then after the 2 rows, we'll start our decrease. Just continue knitting in the round. I'll list all the supplies I used in the description of this video. And there's the end of the row again. Okay, now we are going to start our decrease by knitting 2 loops together, the left over the right. It's a little snug. Then we're going to knit 2 single stitches and 2 together. And we're going to continue that all the way around. 2 single stitches, knit 2 together. A little bit snug, but that's okay. Okay, then we are going to knit 3 rows around, regular knit. And after knitting the 3 rows around, you are going to do a decrease of 2 stitches. Thanks for joining me to make this fun project. Okay, we should be about done. One more row around. Now we're going to start our decrease again. Okay, for this decrease, we are going to do knit 2 together, the left over the right, make it 1 stitch, and then knit 2 singles. Flip it over, knit 2 together, and knit 3 singles. Now let's see, oops, we have 7 stitches, I wanted 6. So I'm going to pull part of that row out and do another knit together, knit 2 together. So we're actually decreasing 3 stitches this row. So by the end of the row, you should have a total of 6 stitches. Now you're going to just knit 6 more rows in the round, side to side. So flip it over and just continue knitting side to side. After knitting 6 rows, we're going to do 1 more decrease. Keeping your stitches nice and tight, small, so the polyfill doesn't come through. And this is such a cute gnome. You can do it all different ways. You can put embellishments on his hat, do different beards versus, a material beard or yarn beard, different colors. They sell those beards on Amazon, and I just hot glue them on. Okay, so I've completed that row, all 6 of them. Now you're going to take the 2 and knit 2 together. And then single knit. For 4 more stitches. So you should have 5 now, and we're going to knit 1 more row around the top of the hat, and then we will close it off So I cut it off usually at about 4 or 5 inches, just so I have enough to go through each loop and then go through a stitch and tuck it to the inside. So we're going to go through inside out all of these loops. Do not pull it tight, otherwise you'll pull out your first stitch. So wait till you have all the loops into your tail, and then you can pull it tight. Now I just find any stitch near the top and go through it. I'm just going to tie a knot and tuck this into the inside of the hat. Just like that. And so we're done with the knitting portion of the Santa gnome. And then you just kind of choose what you want to be the front. And I usually choose a side that doesn't have as many decreases in the hat for the front. And now we're going to get our polyfill and accessories and stuff the hat and the body. I like to stuff it good in the hat. This one I didn't quite get as much in to the tip of it, but that's okay because I kind of like to have a little bend at the top. And I stuff it pretty good in the bottom. A little more in there. It's amazing how much polyfill fits in these little guys. All right, just a little bit more. And now we are gonna close up the bottom, and we will do that by going outside in again through each chain leg all the way around. I like to go through a few at a time and then cinch it closed a little bit. So just kind of cinch it, not too tight. You don't want to break your yarn off. And just continue doing that until it gets close to being closed. And once I get all the way around and cinch it as much as I can, I will continue finding a stitch close by to finish it up. Just any space near there. And there you go. Maybe one more. All right. And then I'm gonna tie a knot in the tail and push it to the inside of the bottom. Okay, so now we're gonna get our hot glue gun ready to glue on the nose, beard, pom-pom, and little snowflake I got for the hat. Like I said, the beard I got on Amazon, along with the nose, and these little crocheted things I got on Etsy, supporting another small business. And so, see if the hot glue is ready. There it is. Be sure not to burn yourself. Put a dab of hot glue onto the pom-pom, and I stick that at the top of the hat. And then I kind of like to see where I'm going to stick the nose. So I'm going to glue that on. You can glue your beard on first if you prefer. And I push that on there and hold it for a little bit so the glue holds. Now gluing the beard. And I kind of squinched that a little bit together at the top. Whoops, I got some hot glue on my finger. There we go. Squinch it in. And there's our little Santa gnome. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy knitting!